Is Amazon FBA dead? So the age-old question. What this really means is there still opportunity in terms of selling on Amazon? And today we are going to be answering that with facts and metrics. And these stats actually cost me a lot of money. So if you enjoy getting this for free, remember to smash that like button for me. If you're new here, we cover all things FBA, so consider subscribing below and turning those notifications on so you don't miss these uploads. And today, we are starting something new. Each month, we are going to be picking a winner who is going to get our priority products for free. Now, these are heavily researched products, usually 2 to 3 product ideas. And you're going to get this sheet absolutely free. And here's how this works. In every video like this, and I will mention it at the beginning, but what we are going to do is drop in a product somewhere briefly. It's going to show up on the screen, and what your job is to find that product within the video and then be the first to comment the timestamp where it is and what product it is below. So timestamp, product name, comment that below, and if you're the first to comment that, then you win. And I'll actually heart your comment and I'll tell you you're the winner there. In most cases, I'll also pin your comment to the top of the comment section. And then as the winner on this video, you're entered into a draw along with the winners from the other videos that month. So if we release 4 videos, 4 winners, one of you will use a randomizer. One of you is going to get the priority products totally free. And I'll be announcing the winner in the community tab at the end of each month. So make sure you turn notifications on below with the bell. So good luck with that, and back to the video. Now there are 5 metrics or measures which I think really show the opportunity of selling on Amazon. Number 1, the number of new sellers signing up to the platform, and that's indicative of competition. Number 2, the number of sales being made by third-party sellers as opposed to Amazon. So how many sales are third-party sellers making? Is there still a lot of demand and opportunity in terms of sales there? Number 3, the number of sellers actually making significant revenue with FBA. So how many sellers are actually making really significant turnover, and they're actually making a lot of sales on the platform. So this one, of course, is like a success rate. Number 4, the number of new products available in the world. So this really tells you the blue ocean opportunity. How many new products are developed in the world, but maybe not on Amazon yet? The more new products, the more opportunity. And 5, the current sentiment towards e-commerce and FBA. This includes things like barriers to entry or just simply people's outlook on the business model as a whole. So let's jump into the statistics on screen. So let's look at the number of new sellers jumping into this business model. The monthly, so this is per month, new third-party sellers on Amazon in the US, but that's also going to be indicative of other marketplaces. This is from 2018 all the way until 2020. And what we can see here is in 2018, end of 2018 was massive. You can see 47,000 new sellers joining in October 2018, just before Q4. And if you look at the trend overall, we're actually seeing less and less sellers sign up, currently being like the lowest, or at least the most recent data is the lowest at 9,000 sellers. If we look at October, same month, we have 18,000 sellers here. And in 2018, we had 47,000 sellers. So this is really interesting. And in fact, you would expect far more competition, and this would score worse on our Is Amazon FBA dead score, would score much worse in 2018 than now, because we have less competitors entering the market currently. And so if we were to look at an average, if you're interested in that, I would put it at around 17,000 sellers per month sign up. Remember, that doesn't mean they're going to be an active seller. It just means they sign up for an account, and that's just with .com. But overall, this is definitely a plus in terms of our score on if Amazon FBA is dead. Let's look at the distribution of new sellers between the different marketplaces in 2020. So you can see Amazon.com is the largest, then it's actually India, then Netherlands, then the UK, then Canada, Spain, and you can see the rest here. Germany quite low. I would have expected that to be higher, but this also gives you a good indication of where new sellers are signing up most. Next up here is what percentage of the sales are happening as first-party sales, actually Amazon selling the products, and third-party sellers, sellers like you and I selling the products. Is that increasing or decreasing? And you can see here, this is actually up to the first quarter of 2021, so pretty relevant, and this has only gone up in the past couple of years from 2020 onwards. We actually had a dip here in 2019, but you can see here it's really moving upward. Now at about 60% of the sales that happen on Amazon are actually third-party sellers selling those products. So we're becoming a much more dominant segment there. And of course, Amazon wants to make money. So if they're making the majority from third-party sellers, they've got to take care of that asset. They've got to take care of us, the third-party sellers. So that's a very good thing here. And then probably one of the most popular is going to be a success rate. So how many of the sellers on FBA are making a significant sales revenue? They're making enough to actually make a good salary themselves. They're growing a successful business. What percentage of all the sellers is that happening for? And so this is an important one. You can see here, total sellers on Amazon.com. We're going to look at the US for this in millions, 2.2 million. And then total active sellers on Amazon.com. That means they're actually selling something, 1.1 million, half the actual signups are actually selling. The reason this is very important is because a lot of people take this big number here and then compare it to successful sellers, and that will completely skew a success rate. In fact, it will skew it by half. And so it's very important to understand people can easily sign up to sell, but only half of them are actually active. And so of the 1.1 million active sellers, almost 900,000 are doing at least one sale. With 100,000 in sales, and this is our key metric, we have 168,000 sellers of the 1.1 million. That is a level that is significant. You're doing, about 8,000 in sales every single month. You're doing 100,000 a year. That's a significant level. And then those with 500 grand or more a year in sales is 40,000. Those with $1 million in sales or more a year is 18,000. So I've just pulled the same data up in a spreadsheet here, but what this means is almost 21%, 20.56% of active sellers make $100,000 or more in sales revenue per year. Now, if you ask me, I think that is quite a good success rate, because you also have to remember that we're talking about some sellers who are just flipping something. They're just flipping some product quickly, or trying out drop shipping, or doing a little bit of wholesale, etc. We're dealing with that as well. We're not dealing with the most focused, serious private label brand building sellers. So overall, I think that's actually a very good sign. 21% of sellers making over 100 grand a year in sales. Next up here is we're looking at the blue ocean opportunity, and that is how many new products are being created every year. This is an important thing to consider, because a lot of people go to Amazon, they just look on Amazon, they just replicate what's on Amazon. But there are a lot of products, even variations of products released every single year. These are products not even on the platform yet. That means no reviews, all the rest, or it's just in its infancy. So the more new products created every year, the more opportunity. And so the most recent data we can get here is from 2009 to 2019. But I can expect this to have just increased from here, because you can see this curve is actually steepening. So you can see here we were quite flat, around 370,000 per year. And then it's just spiked. So even in 2019, you've got almost 700,000 new products being developed just by companies in China, which are generally going to be your manufacturers for FBA. So the number of new products is only increasing, And this is definitely a good point for us here. Lastly, I want to touch on the current sentiment to FBA. How do people view this business model? That's going to increase or decrease the number of newer sellers. And also, are they real barriers to entry or just like perceived barriers to entry that you don't actually need to worry about, but you can be happy that a lot of others are worrying about them? And also, what is happening in the FBA space to your benefit or to your detriment? First up, and you may have heard of this, but Rav Power, they're actually like a 10-figure seller on Amazon. They were removed from Amazon. They lost their selling privileges because of using an insert card to incentivize reviews directly. Now, the whole article is here if you do want to see it on Wall Street Journal. But what this tells me is that Amazon is cracking down on more unscrupulous activity. And this is actually a very good thing. If people are doing black hat tactics or posting negative reviews on your product, when Amazon's taking heed of this and actually dealing with it, even sometimes to their detriment in terms of this, because Rav Power also makes them a lot of money on every sale, when they take action like this, it shows a concern for third-party sellers, which is a very good thing for you if you do things in line with TOS. And additionally, on current sentiment towards this business model, I think there's two areas of like FUD in terms of this. One is freight costs, because those are astronomically high. And two is just general negativity towards the FBA model. And I actually see these both as opportunities. The first is with freight. So with freight costs being so high, a lot of sellers are putting off selling. And I think that's an opportunity, because you also have to remember prices are starting to increase because shipping costs are higher. So you can already begin sinking that cost in. Additionally, if other sellers remain out of the market, that gives you an opportunity to gain organic ranking now. And when costs stabilize in the future, you're going to be in a very good position in terms of profits. And the second here is just a general negativity towards the FBA business model. Now, people tend to forget this is just like any other business. It's a really hard business, like any other business. And when you have 10 coffee shops in town, all competing, they all start up. When two of those really succeed because they're very, very good at what they do, everyone loves going to those, and 8 of them close over time, people don't call coffee shops like a scam. It's just business. It's a hard business model. When you apply the exact same statistics to a model like FBA, for some reason, people turn around if they don't succeed with it or if they see others not succeeding with it, and then they call FBA a scam. Another thing I'll note here is that I have seen some people use very skew figures in showing success rates with FBA sellers. So what they'll do is take like total sign up of sellers. And remember, it's very easy, particularly if you live in the Amazon market, you can just sign up to sell today, but never ever even place an order with a manufacturer. So that individual couldn't be included in an actual success rate because they didn't even begin. And then what they'll do is they'll take that huge sign up figure of all sellers, some who never even place an order, and they'll compare it to a much smaller figure based on active sellers and which of those are successful. So it's not a very fair metric. But today I think we showed in more concrete terms based on active sellers what that success rate actually is. But overall, my conclusion would be yes, there's definitely still opportunity with FBA. We have fewer sellers signing up currently. We have more perceived barriers to entry, a solid amount of sellers making significant sales revenue, more new products being developed than ever before, and we're also seeing recent crackdowns on more unscrupulous sellers and black hat tactics, which is also going to make your job easier. If you did find this video helpful, remember to drop us a quick like below, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, hit the bell notification, especially if you're going to take part in that new competition where you could get our priority products totally free. Also, be sure to check the description below for all of our useful resources. There's a ton of helpful links down there. Good luck with the competition, and as usual, I'll catch you guys in the next video.